Let's talk about assembling an Ironman suit. What's going on, everybody? I'm Dylan. I run Quest for Nostalgia, where I teach how I do all my 3D printed movie props and things like that. A while back, I did a video, build guide number 1, about the starting process of my Ironman build. Well, I had a lot of time off where I did a lot of Power Ranger stuff in between, but now my focus is Ironman. So let's talk about how I assembled the suit. Everything is printed out now. It's looking great. I actually have 80 grit done on the entire suit. And let's talk about the pieces that I decided to put together before making it wearable. As always, if you want to support the channel, like, comment, subscribe, all of the YouTube things. If you want a monetary support, you can help fund the build over on doing the Amazon wish list or patreon.com/questfornostalgia, and helps out. Just a little $5 tip or things like that helps me go buy the things I need for the suit. So thanks. So as you can see, we have the suit printed out here. Everything is printed out and it's assembled in the ways that I think I'm going to use to attach these with straps and buckles and things like that. Some pieces you want all grouped together. Some pieces you kind of leave apart till the end there. Some are held together with magnets and some are welded together. I'm doing the DO3D Mark 46. If you guys want to snag this file or any other suit by DO3D, you can use my code Q4N20 and get 20% off your order from DO3D. So that's pretty awesome. DO3D files come in a million pieces. It's already sliced up so well for you. So you can really go ahead and print a lot of these on very good size printers rather than some of the other files that are just kind of big bulky things that you have to learn how to cut yourself. So let's start with the head and we'll go all the way down the body here. So the head is really straightforward. I haven't magnetized the faceplate yet because I think I'm going to try to do the arms to make this mechanized. Not sure yet if it's going to be this helmet or if I'm going to go with Walsh's, but I'm going to try it on this helmet first. And then all I have is the top of the dome and the jaw together, and it has a magnetic back piece here, and this fits so well on me. This helmet fits absolutely perfect for me. I really love the fit. If anything, I'm thinking that it might be a little tight to add in the motorization, but I'm not sure. That's why I might do Walsh's, but I'm hoping so because I really enjoy the fit of this helmet. It reminds me to mention that everything here is scaled to 100% for me. I am about 5'11", 160 pounds, and that means everything here fits me so well. So if you're that kind of build, this will fit perfect at 100%. It just, everything here, I just couldn't have gotten it better myself. I took the hoodie off so I can show you me wearing the next chest piece and this neck piece here because the hoodie was a little bit bulky. The neck piece, it's actually way more comfortable than you would think. It's just magnetized as well. Kind of slip it over, and then this goes on here. And when this is on with the chest and the head, there is almost no gap. And it isn't nearly as uncomfortable as I thought it was going to be. Having plastic, I thought it was going to be pokey. I don't know what it's going to be like to be at a con for a very long time, so don't hold me to that. But at the moment, I do not see really any issues with it. You could maybe add some felt or something underneath here at the bottom for where it's resting on your collarbones. But overall, I really like this actually. Next is kind of the bulk of your build here. It's this chest. With the DO3D, you don't have that big chunk chest thing that they have here in the Johans one where it has the removable front. But it does have these flaps that I actually end up combining all the pieces in Mesh Mixer and then exporting it together. So that way they're all one. I didn't really care to have the flaps. I didn't want to have to do that. I didn't want to go with all these overhangs and support all these little inner details. So I actually just fused that as one big piece there. But yeah, this is made up of, gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces for the back here. And they're already split. So like I said, it can be done on good printers. Like it's really straightforward. There's a lot of good tabs here that they give these little screw places for you to be able to screw it in if you want to. I didn't actually do that. I just welded all of the pieces in there. But the same thing, the chest piece is actually made of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces. So gosh, you could honestly resin print this and it would probably be absolutely amazing on a decent sized resin printer. I definitely have an idea for that later on. But yep, this is why I went with something where it's just an over the top and it's held on by shoulder straps. So here, I plan on wearing it just like this. I may fiberglass the top straps to make sure that they're very sturdy. But overall, the support of itself is going to be on the shoulders alone. So there are these 3 sternum pieces here, kind of like rib cage sternum pieces here that tuck underneath of the chest there. And it's kind of odd because they kind of have to float. They're not attached to the lower body. They're not attached to the upper body. But Ryro Studios actually recommended doing these with an elastic or some nylon and let them free flow, because he said these are the first thing that will snap off on your build. So I'm going to listen to their advice and go ahead and elastic these together. I'm going to elastic all three together, and then I'm also going to elastic them to the chest. So the next part is actually the most tricky for me. It only took me about 9 kilograms to print this entire suit. I had almost 0 failures until I had to go back and reprint this kind of butt piece area. So originally I had all of this, the abs and the butt, already printed out, all nice, but I welded it all together because I could not figure out how I want to do it, and I figured I was going to cut my own spot out. The biggest issue was these tabs right here. So the tabs on the ribs make you think that you want to attach it to this piece back here. So there's a spot that lines up right there, and it makes you think you want to attach those together. Do not. So where these ribs are and where that butt is, don't attach those even though they give you a spot to do it. I did that, and what that did was it made this be the abs alone. I didn't want to click the abs onto the front of the suit. I wanted to be able to have this have the nice seam wrap around me here. So as you can see, there we go. This is wrapped around nice and snug. There's not going to be a seam that I have to worry about here. The seam is going to be in the back where this will clip on here. I wanted this all to happen on my midline from the side of my body or on the back side, not something in the front. So don't follow their instructions by doing the tabs that are on the side here. But so the pieces that I have here with the abs are, there's actually 2 different pieces for the abs here. Even though that looks like one nice piece, it's actually 2 pieces. And then there's 2 kind of rib love handle sections here on the side. And then this is actually part of the cod piece. So I did the cod piece lower and lower, and I'm going to have the triangle piece dangle with elastic here from the front. So this is how I'm going to be doing the front section. And then vice versa for the back, it's kind of like, let's call it your tramp stamp here. And then it's 2 lower back pieces, and then 2 butt cheeks and a few flaps. And that's all one piece here now. So I made it, try to condense it into 2 big pieces as much as I could. So I'm not trying to click on 1,000 pieces when I'm putting the suit on. Pretty straightforward. Let's go with the shoulders. These aren't attached yet. It's shoulder blades here. I'm gonna have to work on doing some nylon from the top there. Biceps as well. We're gonna strap from the bottom of the chest there. The forearms here are actually magnetized as well. So they split open and they have little magnet slots, as you can see. So again, these ones aren't really confusing. There's really nothing to do there. You have your hand covers, sanding the hands, all of that super straightforward. Thighs were in 2 pieces. So I have a CR10S and then was able to print both of these fine in one shot. So there's 2 halves here that are together, and I was able to do that without any big seams or anything like that, which is a nice lifesaver when it comes to finishing these. This does have a tricky spot with this kind of like hip plate, and it has like an optional butt cover too. I'm not sure how I want to add these in here. It doesn't actually line up to fit in there perfectly, and some I see it floats behind for some people. I'm not sure how I want to attach these just yet. I may weld it permanently with some extra raft material to make it look a little bit more solid. These ones, even though they aren't much bigger than the thighs, unfortunately, there are so many weird overhangs with this that I actually did have to end up splitting this down. I don't know if you can see that line there. I'm working on getting rid of that line. These are all done in 80 grit right now. I've done the 80 grit process for everything. Then I'm going to go through a spot putty layer here very soon. But yep, these are just in 2 parts. The back of the calf and the front of the half both have a seam where I had to split these into 2, but then eventually made it like this. And these are going to be probably elastic so that way I can slide my foot in there, because unfortunately the ankle spot is too small. Everything else size-wise fits perfectly, but there's no way to actually stick my foot through this without this being elastic to be able to stretch apart. I wish those had magnets like the forearms did. That would make it so much easier for me. This is another weird part here, is the knees for the suit. Unfortunately, they don't go onto the shin, kind of like you see in the Mark 85. The Mark 85, that you can kind of build them onto the shin here, and so when your shin leaves forward, it just goes with it and then comes back. Unfortunately, it doesn't line up as well with that. I'm sorry, I'm blocking the camera completely. But it doesn't line up as well. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I've seen people just elastic this around the back of the knee. I may just elastic it to the top of the quad, so that way it kind of dangles there on top. Or, again, put some sort of like a stick or some raft material here and try to make this one piece to the shin. And then at the bottom, we have the feet. So here is about 4 or 5 pieces here. You have a toe, you have a middle where the laces are, a left and a right size there. And so I have these all welded together like this. This will be in the front. I may elastic the 2 pieces together. So it might be elastic and then just kind of slip over the shoe like a suit cover. I've seen, frankly, Bill, I believe in his original Mark 85, this was strapped around one side and this was strapped around one side. And it kind of like did a cross bracing type thing. Maybe I'll go ahead and do something like that, but I think I'm gonna give it a try first with just doing elastic on there. But that's how you make your Ironman shoes. Hopefully that helps give you an idea of how you should group some of those pieces. Like I said, I know DO3D splits everything into smaller pieces, which is a gift and a curse. It's really nice for printers. It'd be great for resin printing and things like that. But it's overwhelming when you open up the files and you see so many pieces and you're like, where are these going to go? I don't even know what these are. Hip flap, right, left, A, B, all these things is super hard to tell. I use 3D Builder on my Microsoft, on a regular PC, and that allows me to load it all in and it loads it in where it should be placed. It does hold its placement so you can load all the files in and kind of see where they go. That's really, really helpful. Up next is for nylon and buckles, and I'm going to get this thing wearable. I've been instructed a million times by Frank, by Rogues Gallery Cosplay. Get it fitting before you start more into that painting process. You want to get fit in that raw stage. So I did at least 80 grit first. I was debating on going into the 120s and things like that, but I'm going to go ahead and get this thing wearable. So that's going to be the next video on this build series, is me making my harness system and showing you exactly what I decided to do with buckles and nylon to get this thing to be a wearable suit. Thanks for being a part of this build series. Gosh, I'm trying to have this thing done by the middle of June because there's Awesome Con. I should be meeting Frank, and so it's going to be really, really cool. Wish me luck that I can get this done. I've been working super hard the last week and a half. I have sanded this thing double shifts in the day and at night again, doing live streams over on twitch.tv/quest for nostalgia, doing live streams where I've been standing away and hanging out with people, really, really working hard to make this suit look really nice and try to get it done by June. Thanks so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it, guys. If you guys have any tips or tricks or anything like that, please put them in the comments below. If you have any questions or things like that as well. But yeah, if you say, oh dude, that's the worst way to attach something, or make sure you try to attach something like this, please put in the comments for other people to see or for myself to see. I'm also in the Ironman Builders Facebook group, and I'm definitely be posting things in there. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. I love you guys. Peace.